Maybe we'll get started right now and we'll just get through the easy parts. My name is Nakia Fritz. I'm the field marketing specialist for Sonoma, and I'm joined by the one and only Brittany. And you can introduce yourself.
I'm Brittany Franson. I'm field marketing specialist in the East Bay. I call myself the Tri-Valley, Tri-Cities girl, but
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'll turn it.
Great. You already have the recording set, so that is ideal. Mayday, mayday. We're going to be going over a lot this afternoon with a couple tips and reminders, of course, to start us off. Microphones, just make sure you're muted unless you have a question. I'm always checking over on the chat, seeing if people are raising their hand. And the beauty of two of us teaching is that we don't miss anything. So we'll keep an eye on that. Recording and recap to follow once we are done with the slide deck. And quite a few attachments that we're going to have added on there as well when we talk about pop buys and great info with social media calendars as well. So starting with our agenda, Brittany's going to kick it off with our pop buy ideas since now is the time and weather is beautiful. So that is something that we definitely recommend. And we've already kind of done some of the tricky work, which is creating the beautiful little pop buy templates and some ideas for you there. Diving into InTouch spring emails, what you can really do. If you've ever gone into the InTouch Marketing Center, you know you have nearly 1,000 email templates, which is a lot. But my part that I'm going to talk about is really integrating some of our other tiles like MarketQuest and how we can grab those graphs and put your personalization in addition to those so that you really are creating some great value that your clients can read and digest as they please. Then moving into social media graphics, brand serve, you know the drill, how that works, but there's always new templates that are being added every week, whether it's just about seasonal content or it's just those mortgage rates, energy saving tips, you name it. We pulled all of the fresh ones. So we've got some great graphics that just hit, so you can use those and leverage them before others do. Recipes, tips and tricks for preparing for summer. And my personal favorite, the social media calendar, because like working out, doing social media needs to have that agenda. Otherwise, at least for me, it doesn't get done. And we're going to share some ideas so that you can really prepare yourself and make it easy. Scheduling, all those things that I think become those roadblocks when you are trying to get those things posted and out there for those to see. So I think that covers it all. And Brittany, I'll let you start it off.
All right. Well, as Kia said, kind of the goal of today's get together, workshop-y, classy kind of thing. It's not so much a class. We are going to show you guys and do some demos towards the end and answer any questions that you might have. But today is to really educate you on what we have available, what kind of some ideas that you can do to get out in front of your sphere, to get in front of clients, get in front of new potential clients. And the first thing we want to talk about today was the pop buy idea. Now, if you're new to real estate or if you haven't had the pleasure of finding out what a pop buy is, it's actually an idea that was coined by the real estate coach, Brian Buffini, who is a renowned coach, has a pretty great coaching program that you can be paid to be a part of. But one of his things is he talks about how much easier it is to target and micro-target 25 of your closest contacts, past clients, potential sellers, potential buyers, even in that case, with a real easy, soft gift. And to do this on a regular basis. And what they really talk about and they focus on is you can throw $10,000 at a online marketing or a commercial marketing kind of campaign and perhaps not see the return on investment that you could throw $100 or $200 towards each month, and really have that face-to-face rapport with your clients or past clients in your sphere, and really have the opportunity to get out in front of. So I want you guys to kind of think about the pop buy idea as a way for you to start up and spark a conversation with somebody, and it's also a really great way just to kind of give back. and a way for you to kind of make it fun. All of the research, everything I've kind of done says the cheesier the better too with this stuff. So don't think that if you're going to get a gift and hand that out to people that cheesy is not okay, because it is. And we want this to be affordable for you. So think about what your budget's going to be with these, but you can go to the next slide. I did throw in just a bit here about what the Popeyes are and how and why they are important. I would definitely encourage you guys, once you get the slides today, to take a look at this video. It's about a 5-minute video, but it does walk you through. It gives you a few ideas, gives you some really fun, catchy phrases. If you're not super interested in what we have to offer you here today, you can reach out to us. We could probably put something together for you, or there's lots of materials online. So if you really go online and just put in Popeyes for real estate agents, there's Etsy pages, there's Pinterest pages, there's a ton of different stuff, but we've got some here for you today. So we've put together some tags for Mother's Day. I know it's pretty quick, but I did pick 2 items here that are on the Amazon Prime list and are available. If you went to order them today, you could probably get them by Friday and kind of do some drop-offs during the weekend. Some Mother's Day masks, pretty inexpensive. I think they come for about $5 a piece. Some scented candles, which I've never really found candles for cheap, but these were like, I think 4 for $20, which is great. That's $5 a gift. We also have some ideas because it is spring. So if you wanted to drop by a potted plant, those are also amazing for Mother's Day, but we've got another tag there that you're welcome to use. And then in addition to those, I just wanted to get you guys thinking about if it's too quick to turn around for Mother's Day or some kind of event that's happening here in May, what are you doing in June? We've got Father's Day. We've got a few different ideas there. These are some fun golf balls that you can purchase and maybe drop off for Father's Day. I thought they were really cute. And then, of course, we have 4th of July coming up in July. This is actually a package of 100 flags that you could go and even just stick in the ground on your farm and knock on the door and ask. And those are, I think, were like $26 for 100 of them. So some really great different links here for you guys, some ideas to think about when you're thinking about getting in front of and getting out and seeing your sphere, getting to get back to your contacts. I know that everybody's kind of like on the fence when it comes to COVID and getting and being in person, but I think just the idea of you leaving behind a gift, maybe taking a picture and texting it to them if you're not comfortable making a face-to-face meeting, even if you're masked up, that there is some definite benefits to you guys getting out there and using the Popeye ideas. So if you're interested in any of this, of course, we're going to include the tags that you can use. I would suggest maybe putting a cute little hole and a ribbon around whatever gift you do with your business card. And that makes you look really professional, gets your point across, has your branding there, but also gives you the opportunity to, again, get out there and be in front of your sphere. And with that, I will turn it back over to Kia to talk about our email marketing for May.
Yeah. So with InTouch, we've got all those templates. And for me, whenever I go in there, I kind of use InTouch. Of course, if I find something I like and it's perfect the way I want it, great, I'll send it out. But a lot of times when I'm talking with agents, it's that piece of customization, especially when you're sending these out. I'm a big fan of obviously marketing so that it really hits home with those people, because it can be kind of obvious sometimes if you're just sending things out left and right and not putting your own fit and flair, your personality. And I know for me, I'm a big person that likes stats. So especially with those clients that you're maybe talking with about selling their home or whatever it may be, if you hop in there, InTouch, as you know, has your CRM, your marketing center, and your website. That marketing center, when you first get in there, it has that little keyword section. In addition, down below, it actually has the areas that you can search for sellers or buyers or whatever category you're looking for. So I hopped in there and I looked at the sellers section, which brought me this beautiful making the most of the sellers market. And I paired it with a Market Quest report. So if you were in the Sales Me in Petaluma this morning, I talked about Market Quest V2, which has #1 claims, market position, and these market trends reports. And when you hop in there, you're able to pull for your specific area. It's going to have your MLS already set up there. Type in Sonoma or wherever you are, and then you can customize what you're trying to pull. Take that and integrate it into an InTouch template. This one specifically, a trends report downloads as a PDF, so I did have to convert it to a JPEG, which I'll give you a link on how to do, or reach out to your field marketing specialist. We can send it back to you in about 2 minutes, and you'll have it. But that's what I did. I integrated that. I plopped it right in. Here's my little arrow right in between that because I couldn't make it small enough to fit this whole report in. But that's where I'd sneak in that image because, like I said, when you're customizing these reports, you can add 55 images if you wanted to. That'd be insane. But you could add as much as you want in addition to changing that text. So I bolded the part about the average sale price increasing by 25% in Sonoma last month, which is insane. And I wanted that to really strike people's eyes when they first saw my email. I liked this initial image. I thought that was beautiful. And I thought putting the stats underneath would provide people with the initial intrigue, see the bolded part, and then be able to dissect those stats and pull the information that really hit home for them. Then ideally, they're going to want to sell their home. So that's my kind of slam dunk with those pieces of, using some things from InTouch and then supplementing with our MarketQuest stats because they're powerful and it is easy to integrate because those personalized pieces are available to you. So I'm going to do a demo at the end when we talk about specifics with this. But right now, I just wanted to show that as one option. Another option that we have available, obviously, is with those energy saving tips. The new May reality check is out. We've got Mother's Day, Real Vitalize, you name it. If you just type spring into that keyword, when you get into the marketing center, you'll find this one that I thought was pretty great. And what I could customize in there is endless, whatever I wanted to put, but you've got that option. And there's so many others just for spring in general, if you're really trying to hone in on leveraging what's taking place right now. These are the steps to do so. And I like to add a little call to action too. So make sure that when you're just about to press send, if I were in InTouch right now and I had my InTouch piece, change the text, I would double check that everything is has a little fit and flair to it. It pulls them into either contacting you, asking a question, or hopefully just opening the email. Our open rate is always important to make sure that that's in that 7 to 10%. And little tips and tricks like this of making it a little bit yours can really increase that percentage. Another thing I want to just note, and I've seen it happen a few too many times, unfortunately, when you pull an InTouch campaign or email rather, if you don't like the subject line, right before you press send, it's so easy to surpass that when you're trying to pull in who you're going to send it to. Double check, especially if you're using that blank template. A lot of people will go in there, they want to pull in whatever it may be with the blank template. And then they send the email subject line blank template. It's like, oh no, you worked so hard on pulling in those stats and your graphics. Of course, for things like this, it's going to have May is the month of creating energy saving tips will be the subject line. But I would suggest changing that. So there's a little bit more to it, or kind of, like I said, having that personal touch is important. And then braid surf.
Yeah, I agree with you. With personalizing the subject line, I usually encourage my agents to throw in May Energy Savings Tips by Brittany Franson. Just throwing their name in there because even if they don't open up the email, at least they're still seeing your name. Of course, they're seeing your email come through, but your name, just that reiteration of you and your branding is huge. So totally. That impression you're getting for sure. Next up, I want to talk about all of the fantastic graphics and collateral that you can use in BrandSurf. We, of course, have all of the holiday campaigns. So you just go in, you type in holiday as your search keyword, and it'll populate with the 2021 holidays, and you go through and you can pull anything for the month of May. There were quite a few in there. I know there's Asian Pacific Heritage Month, Mother's Day. There was Cinco de Mayo, of course, which is tomorrow. And then there's also Memorial Day at the end of this month. So we want to make sure, and there's actually a Memorial Day video that you can download and upload to your social media. So that's a good little resource for you too. The video is not in the holidays, but when you do type in holiday, it'll populate in the search results for that. But we are going to go over in just a little bit towards the end. I'm going to walk you guys through how to do one of those great listing graphics there, how to upload your picture. And then I'm also going to show you guys real quickly in the business suite in Facebook how to go ahead and publish that for a later date. So schedule it out, and then also schedule it so that it hits your Instagram account if you have those synced. So I'll be walking through that in just a little bit, but tons of stuff that you guys can use if you're ever like, what do I share today? Hop into BrandServe, take a look around. There's something for you to either customize or just download and use. And then in addition to some ideas that we have with BrandServe, we thought it might be fun because tomorrow is, of course, Cinco de Mayo. So we had some recipes and Mexican eggs Benedict tomorrow. Maybe you can incorporate that also with Mother's Day if you're having a brunch. Did have 5 things that you'll need for Mother's Day brunch. So that's a great article to share. You can just click through to this link and you can share it directly from the article itself, or you can take the link and add it in to Facebook in your post. And then what foods are in season for spring. And I think that one's a great one. You could even take that and break it apart and say every Thursday I'm going to give what foods in season, and give a little bit of a nutrition fact or fun thing you could do with each of those different ingredients that is in season in spring. So some ideas for you guys here to use, to utilize, to share to your social media, just some more great content for you.
And then in addition to that, with what's just taking place, with it being spring, some gardening tips to share. We always like having that 80-20 rule. So of course, we're doing a lot with real estate, but doing some supplemental pieces that just engage your clients, your sphere, with what you may be doing. Maybe you're gardening and you want to follow whatever these blog posts are suggesting, doing that walking the talk sort of a deal, or, providing you an opportunity to also take an image or take a shot of whatever you just did, if it was a before and after. I love those, and I see great responses from people to use that. So inspiration, or just taking that blog piece and throwing it over into your Facebook or your LinkedIn or whatever you're choosing to manage at the time, is the best way to make sure that you're staying on top of everything and you have resources. Which brings us into the next part, where we talk a little bit about that social calendar option. And this is from HubSpot. They do a great job just having a nice formatted calendar that you can use. If you like Excel, great. When I send over this recap email and it has this attachment, you're able to go in there, change the colors, make it work for you, or print it out and obviously write down what you're going to do. For me, I know that if I need to schedule out a whole week or more than that, I do need to set aside time to make sure that I succeed. So I need to have at least 15 to 30 minutes, if not longer, to make sure that whatever I'm writing, for me, it's less about the caption. I'm pretty good at kind of winging that part. I just need to know what I'm posting. So I know that's my weakness, is going in here and thinking, okay, I'm going to do a CB tool. I'm going to do something that just has to do with me personally, that little piece, and then maybe about my listing. So that's my week. I'm going to do it 3 times this week, or whatever works for you. There's not a magic number. It is based on your capacity and your schedule and how you can manage it, and know that just posting that's not it. You post it and you're not done. You do need to still engage, since that's the point of social media platforms. But having a calendar and a plan in place, I wouldn't even say that it's just like helpful. I would say it's completely necessary, because otherwise you're going to be dreading it or becoming frantic about what do I do next. And hopefully all the ideas we just presented a little bit ago can kind of turn on some light bulbs with what you could do for the weeks to come, and really fill it into your social calendar, whether it's just the topic or the caption, and having that at your fingertips. So we'll include that in the recap, like I said, so you have something to go off of. Then we'll do a demo. Brittany, we're going to hop into your platforms, and I'll stop sharing.
All right. So first up, I wanted to hop into BrandServe, and I am going to do a listing one for you guys, but I just wanted to give you a quick idea here. So if you wanted to hop into BrandServe and type in holiday, You are going to get the 2021 holiday campaigns. So you just pop into here and you can choose any of the graphics that you want to download, put them all into your pending orders, put them all into your cart, and then you can download them. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that we do have that Memorial Day video that's available here. So that is coming up at the end of the month, and you just going to click in there, you check mark that it, you can use it, and then you want to download it and upload it to your social media. But just an idea for the resources that are in there for you guys for this month. For the listing assets that we have, if you type in listing, you can see a ton of templates that pop up in here. You have even like a revitalized before and after that you could populate with your own pictures. You have some property headlines with some actual content or copy that you can put in about them. You also just have some update ones. For the purposes of this, I'm going to hop in and I'm going to go ahead and do the global luxury listing for social images and walk you guys through this. Now, you'll notice that there are a couple different options here. Option 1, team 1, agent 1. We'll get to that right when you go into customize. So first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to be prompted to, and I never do this, but you can give it its own name. So if you want to download it and have it have its own file name, that's a great way to go about it instead of doing it after the fact. I usually just leave that what it says. Second up here is we need to choose which version we've got on the left-hand side of the screen. So do I want a white background or a black background? I think the black looks really classy, so I'm going to stay with the black. My headline language format, do I want that in English, Spanish, or do I want to do a custom headline copy? Now, the English and Spanish are going to give you some predetermined choices. If you want to put your own thing in, say, you know, price drop or back on market or something along those lines, you can go ahead and use the custom headline. If you choose the other, you can see here you have the just listed, just sold, new price, pending, sold, virtual showing available. So you can do a couple of those preset titles there, headlines for you. If you want to put in your own custom, you'll notice you have 30 characters. So if it was something along the lines as recently remodeled, something along, you know, whatever it is that you wanted to share. Next up, you go ahead and you add in an image, and you can drag and drop an image right onto this little box here, or which I'm going to do because I have it open already, or you can try and find it from your computer. And as soon as that uploads here, it will always populate as your very first option. And it's already automatically included that as the one that I've selected. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. DBA logo, and this is one, if you're new to Coldwell Banker, you haven't heard us give this kind of rundown before, you do always want to just type in the acronym CBR for Coldwell Banker Realty, and that's going to give you the correct logo to use. Property address, you can go ahead and put that in. Square footage, this one was probably like 2,800. Property details, whatever that may be, 3 beds, you know, 2 baths, even though I know that this house had like 5 and 4, I think. And agent format. So is this for the agent themselves? Is it team, or is this a co-list? If it's for just the agent, you can go ahead and add that here. You've got the option of adding an agent image or a team image. We're going to go ahead and add that agent image. And let's just pick Miss Liz and go ahead and select that. Team name, so if you wanted to put in something separate than the agent's name, I'll just go ahead and put mine in here. Your title, office, I usually like to say like Walnut Creek Branch. You can put in the office address, the phone number. The license format is another one that's important to us here in California, so you want to choose California. And it will automatically add in the Cal RE in the number, so you don't have to worry about that. But you do need to put in your license number. Here's where the second agent, if you were co-listings, information would go in. If you're not, if you're just doing this on your own, go ahead and leave that blank. And then you have to agree that these images and the information that you've put in is yours and you have rights to those images, and go ahead and generate the proof. All right, once the proof has been generated, it's kind of a funky, I wouldn't say funky, it's kind of a similar to you ordering something online, but you're not going to be paying for anything. So you just need to select this, you need to add it to your cart. You want to place the order. So again, no charges for these graphics, just the process in which you get the files distributed to you. And here's where I can distribute. Now you can publish directly to social, but since I want to go ahead and schedule this, I'm going to get the file now. And then I've got it downloading here, and I can open this up and save it to my computer. And we'll just leave it to, that sounds good. Okay. So now, bear with me with the little control thing, get off my screen, thank you. Okay, so now from my Facebook business page, how do I schedule this out? Say I want this to drop on, say, the 15th. I'm gonna go into my Facebook business page and I'm gonna go to the business suite. Now I've already gone ahead and synced my LinkedIn, or excuse me, my Instagram to my Facebook business page. So that's already done for me, but if you do need to do that, just go into your business page settings, and there's actually a tab on there that you can choose called Instagram, and it'll help you sync those together. But for today's purposes of this demo, I'm just gonna go into create post. I want to check mark that I want to include this on both my Instagram page, so that's my Instagram, and my Facebook. I could say beautiful home for sale. I want to upload that photo. If I wanted to upload the Memorial Day video, I can do that right there. Add the photo in. So here we have our beautiful photo. Okay, and it's going to give you a preview of the Facebook and Instagram posts here. So you can take a look at those. And then right here is where I need to click to go in and schedule this out. So I'm going to click the down arrow there and click schedule post. Say I want this to drop, like I said, on the 15th. Maybe that's the day we're going on the market. I want it to go out at 9:30 a.m. and hit save. Then from there, all I want to do is hit schedule post, and I'll go ahead and schedule this post so I can show you guys what pops up next. So it's going to give me all of my scheduled posts and anything that's coming up in the future. So while that it should just actually populate pretty quickly, but I did, oh, there it is. Sorry, I didn't know I thought it would be next up. So you can see all of the scheduled posts I have. I have my Cinco de Mayo for tomorrow. I have Mother's Day. And then here's where that beautiful home sale is going to drop on the 15th of May. Now, if I wanted to remove these for some reason, I can just check mark those two here. And then I want to delete these posts. So it makes it pretty easy. If you do kind of mess up something, or if you need to make any edits to it, you're able to do that after you've scheduled it. But the Facebook Business Suite is very easy, and it makes scheduling out posts, and also that 15 to 30 minutes a day. I mean, I did all 3 of these posts for the remainder of the month within maybe 15 minutes this morning, getting ready for the month of May. So I encourage all of you to just make that, half-hour commitment on your calendar each beginning of each month or the end of each month for the following month, and schedule out those easy pushable posts. And then that way all you have to worry about is going in, dropping some organic posts, commenting on some people's posts, sharing things, that kind of stuff. So with that, I will go ahead, unless we have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to you, Kia, to go over the market quest.
Sounds good. No questions in the chat, so I will swing us over to Market Quest.
Alrighty.
One thing that I just want to note, because after I did a demo this morning, I noticed that some people were having a difficult time even finding Market Quest. When you go to the filter button here and you type in Market Quest, if you do it as one word, for some reason, it just doesn't realize that I'm looking for this, and when I put that space in, it appears. So little quirks with that, and just know that you need that space. We don't need to worry about capitalization, but it does like to have it separated, and that will have any issues that you're having go away. It should pop right up. So I'm heading into that MarketQuest V2 tile. When you first click on the tile, it brings us to our three options that we have, those number one claims, market position, and market trends. Before I hop into one of them, what I just want to note here is when you go to this little change marketing image, if I didn't want my beautiful Sonoma fields, I could change it to something else if you want. And that's just one thing to keep in mind, because it's a little bit, once we're already in there, we do have to go back to change it. So let's go into our number one claims and just preview what this looks like. Number one claims are pre-generated. So when you go in here, you're just going to search for the area. And if you, I'm going to do Sonoma for this tutorial here. Now I could go in here and change some filters, but maybe I just think that's enough. I'm just looking for Sonoma claims. I can click on the one that I'm looking for, and I can choose to download this pretty graph. And maybe I'm going to use that PNG file or JPEG file for my InTouch graphic. It represents what I want it to, and it shows Coldwell Banker as number one, which is what I care about. So I can click on that social image and choose what size I want. Square works great for Instagram. As you know, things are that way. I think I'm going to do the wide for my purpose. I like the way that looks. And it will be easy for me to just click on that and download my Sonoma claim, we'll call it. So I've got a couple, and now it's downloaded and ready to go. That's the one that, when you're looking at number one claims, if I were to put in a specific area, you'll see some of these are grayed out. That just means that there's not a number one claim there. So they kept them there just so you knew that. So keep that in mind, that's why it's like that with the number one claims. But I really like the market position and the market trends. The market trends are the new ones. So I'm going to skip over market position because it's pretty similar and dive into this as it loads here. And it's just pulling the MLS that I am with, but maybe if you have more, you can look down and grab a different one if that's your purpose. I'm going to do Sonoma again, and it will update my results and pull for the filters that I chose. So the default, obviously, when it's set up this way, is it's just going to be grabbing these three options, but I can definitely click on more if I'm looking for a specific area or a specific price, or obviously a time period that makes the most sense. I just want this past month, and I think this looks great. One thing to keep in mind is that we've got these three options here. So I may do the percentage, because to me, I like percentage, or I like numbers, because that just is very easy to read. Up and down to me is kind of like, that's not as informative as I want it to be. So I'm going to grab that percentage, because that is perfect. And this is my favorite part, and something I would definitely keep in mind. When I export this report, I can choose to just export. Maybe I like the overview and the median sales graph, because I didn't scroll down to show you this, but there's tons of great information and different graphs that go along with these market trend reports. It may just be a benefit to have one of them. Maybe you don't need all of them. So that export feature is intended for you to be able to pick and choose what you're wanting. Do I want portrait? Do I want landscape? Whatever works for you. I think I'm just going to do these first two pages. That's all I need. I like landscape mode because I think it looks the best, because it fits wide. And then I'm going to export that. So it really is rinse and repeat in this MarketQuest section. It all looks the same over to the far left. I choose what I want, and I download the piece. And this will download as a PDF, like I said, which works great for whatever you're using it for. If I'm trying to integrate it into InTouch, I do need to convert it, which is why I have this handy dandy little drop the file, pop it in, and then it converts it to a JPEG. It couldn't be simpler. I just pop that in and it gives me a JPEG. So I don't want people to stress that. Eventually, MarketQuest is working on making it so you have multiple options for downloading. Currently, they're in the process. So this is one little thing that isn't difficult. And of course, reach out to your field marketing specialist. We're happy to help. And the number one claims do have that option, like I showed you, to download the JPEG. Just with this little piece, it does require that I do that. But once I've done that, I can convert the whole page, and I'm going to have that JPEG to integrate into my InTouch. I've already done too many today, so it probably is telling me that. No, I can still download it. But keep that in mind. If you do too many in one day, it may give you a notice. And I can download it, and I'm good to go with my JPEG file. And then when I, like you all know, within InTouch, that Marketing Center, just to show you where it's at, when you go into your InTouch tile from Desk, there's the Marketing Center up at the top. And when I click on the Marketing Center, we are brought in to the email and video marketing, where you're going to be going about 99% of the time when you're looking for marketing emails. Marketing, email, and video, here you are. It's 2 steps, and once you get in here, of course, pick and choose whatever one you're wanting to integrate, and then you can personalize that specific template. Throw in the image, throw in another image of your property or whatever you're trying to get across of your own photography, change the text, and press save. It's real simple. It's intended for you to be able to utilize in a very easy fashion, and that's kind of the meat of that piece, kind of taking in. You could also grab one of, like what Brittany was saying in BrandServe, grab maybe a graphic, and maybe you're going to put that graphic in here in your InTouch, and actually, instead of just saying Happy Mother's Day, create something out of it. Of course, they've got Mother's Day email templates. I'm not saying that, but maybe you really like that graphic and you want to put it into an email. You can do that, and it's right here for you.
Hey, Akia, just a quick question with the MarketQuest reports in the MLSs. So specifically in my territory, we're kind of like in the melting pot, like the centralized area. And I was wondering, can you pull that drop down for me? And I want to see what is it, Bridge? Is it putting us under Bridge, or it just has Bay East? Area. Bay, what does it say? Bay East Association. Now, does it have CCAR as well? Okay. So that just indicates to me, because a lot of the times, to anybody out there who's wondering, Contra Costa, Bridge, which is like Berkeley, Oakland kind of area, and then Bay East are usually all joined together under what we call Bridge MLS, Paragon. But what you want to choose, it looks like, is Bay East Association of Realtors, and that's going to be probably a combination of those 3.
Should I try doing a different area? Yeah. Okay, so it gives you that pop-up when an area doesn't have a number 1 claim. It gave it to me in red, letting me know. Okay.
Try Fremont for me if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. All right, you've got quite a bit, and then we can filter it out depending on what you were looking for with. Let's do last year. And list side, update results. Oops, I did too many filters. So that's the one thing about MarketQuest that is kind of fun to mess around, is trying it out. And with, like I said, with number 1 claims, they're pre-generated, they're already in here. With these ones, I'm able to customize, and you may not be number 1, but there's more you can do. So if you're getting frustrated with the number 1 claims, because you're just, unfortunately, you may not have number 1 claims depending on where you are, or maybe just the last quarter you didn't have a number 1 claim, but you do in other areas, just check out the other 2 as well. And like I said, this was a super short tutorial as far as what is in here, and I feel like a lot of the times it's great to go mess around, and then we can answer those questions or dive deeper, integrate it into Moxie or whatever you're wanting to do. We can pull those out and plop them in there, or like I said, email, social media. It's very versatile and capable to do a lot.
Awesome. That was great. Thank you, Kia.
Yeah. I feel like covered anything, no questions, but it's going to be a good recap. We'll have, like I said, all the graphics that a few of the graphics, the pop by I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Tags, thank you. And any other links that we've covered. And I think that's it. So,
yeah. Right. Well, thank you. Thanks everybody for joining us today. We hope that what we presented here today will help you in the success of your business. And if you have any questions or need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Sure hope you guys have a wonderful day and a great week. Thank you, Kia. Thanks to you too.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Kia.